Hello, in this video we are going to take a look on Paleolithic diet. Now, let's start with the definition. Paleolithic diet can be defined as weight loss plan based upon the premise of consuming only those food available during Paleolithic era. People at this time were hunter-gatherers, meaning the animals were hunted and plants were gathered from nature. During this time, there was no domestication of animals or planting of crops for food. Milk products were also not consumed, except during the breastfeeding of infants. Although the diet might be varied geographically, but the diet would contain mostly meats, fruits or vegetables, and no amount of dairy or grain products in Paleolithic diet.
The modern version of the Paleolithic diet would prohibit consumption of foods such as sugar, dairy products, grains, including cereals, corn, breads, pasta, potatoes, beans, soybeans, and lentils. This diet today would be considered a form of high-protein diet. According to the American Heart Association guidelines, adults who are trying to lose weight and keep it off should eat no more than 30% of total daily calories from fat and less than 7% from saturated fat, which is difficult or impossible with many high-protein diets. High-protein diets may also restrict intake of important carbohydrates and low-fat dairy products. According to Google Trends data, paleo was the most searched diet in 2013. In recent years, diets like keto, intermittent fasting, and the carnivore diet have kicked paleo out of the top rankings, but survey data from 2018 showed that roughly 3 million Americans were still following a version of the paleo diet.
Next, the principle and concept of the Paleolithic diet. If you have been living under a rock in the last few years, you have probably heard of the Paleo diet. The Paleo diet is based on what our ancestors had consumed earlier in the day. Paleo stands for the Paleolithic, referring to the Paleolithic period. Paleo diet usually involves lean meats, fish, berries, vegetables, nuts, and seeds that could have been produced by hunting and harvesting. The purpose of Paleo diet is to return to a way of eating that what the early humans ate. The justification of the diet is that the human body is genetically dissimilar to modern diet.
We must eat natural food, preferably prepared by yourself, so you can give your head feeling on. We must avoid all grains, sugar in all forms, all derived from grains and seeds, and all hydrogenated fats. We must enjoy generous amounts of natural fats such as animal fat, meat, blood, olive oil, avocados, and nuts.
Benefits of Paleolithic diet. Weight loss. The core aspects of paleo diet is eating unprocessed food, in combination with removing processed food and avoiding high-carb foods that will impact your blood sugar level. Thus, it can help reduce body fat and consequently lead to weight loss. Increase insulin sensitivity. Because most of paleo foods are relatively low carb, there is often lower demand on the pancreas to produce insulin. Research has shown the paleo diet can decrease insulin secretion and will improve the effectiveness of insulin.
Feeling full for longer. With a paleo diet, you are focused on feeling full and feeling good, which means that it's easier to follow and has a lower instance of diet crash and cheating because you are encouraged to eat when you feel hungry. It also contains a fair amount of healthy fats, helping you to keep that full feeling and avoid food craving.
Disadvantage of Paleolithic diet. Lack of energy. Consistent low carbohydrate intake may lead to an overuse of fat for energy known as ketosis. This results in a build-up of acid called ketones within the body. High level of ketones can lead to dehydration and eventually lead to a coma. Increased LDL and risk of bowel cancer. High intake of red meat and fat meat can increase LDL, bad cholesterol, and the risk of bowel cancer. According to American Heart Association, an adult should consume a total of 13 grams of saturated fat per day, but on paleo diet it can go up to 50 grams per day.
Eliminate food group. The paleo diet eliminates major food groups like grain and dairy, and cut out other nutrition food like beans, lentils, and peanuts. Although it's still possible for you to meet your nutrition needed without this food, it's more challenging to do so. Unclear impact on gut microbiome. A species and amount of good bacteria in your digestive system is known as your gut microbiome. It can be changed by altering your diet. However, this group is told to consume upward of 100 grams of fiber a day, far less than those on the paleo diet consumed in our society today. By eliminating whole grain form of paleo diet, it can actually be more challenging for people to meet the current minimum fiber intake.
Low carbohydrate intake. Most of the paleo foods are relatively low carb. Diets low in carbohydrates can cause muscle weakness, confusion, dizziness, tiredness, and dehydration, making physical activity less enjoyable. Bad breath. When people are on low carbohydrate diet, their body shifts to fat burning, breaking fat into ketones to create ketosis, and it can cause horrible breath.
In the conclusion, some small studies have shown that adherence to the Paleolithic diet helps reduce inflammation, control blood sugar, and reduce blood pressure. However, this diet may help you lose or maintain your weight. Individuals might be able to achieve the same health benefits by getting enough exercise and eating a balanced and healthy diet.